What's good, everybody? You guys really seem to enjoy the previous videos I did where I was reacting to the death battles. I did the Iron Man, Batman one, and the Goku Black Reverse Flash. Both of those were pretty popular here on the channel. And I know that there's been quite a few that have come out since then. I haven't really watched all that many, but there is one that did catch my eye that I've taken a while to get to, but it's Madara Uchiha versus Sasuke Aizen. This is a topic that anime fans have been debating for like 6, 7, 8 years. Um, and I think it's very bold of them to have gone ahead and done this. The reason that it took me so long to get to this is because I've really been trying to decide if I wanted to continue doing YouTube, but you guys already knew that. Um, all that having been said, though, I think we can go ahead and get started, right? Yeah. I guess if you want me to like throw down who I think is gonna win, I think Aizen should win, but I think Madara is going to. I think we'll see. I'm pretty well familiar with both of these characters, so I'm gonna skip straight to the fight like always. Come on. Come on. Alright, here we go. We to fight. It's kind of quiet. Yeah. Okay. Well, y'all got Aizen wearing these Poindexter ass glasses from the beginning of the show. You know what? I guess I should have mentioned that, huh? I haven't really. There's not a whole lot I can say about why this is a difficult like call to make, but one of the reasons is spiritual pressure and the fact that most Bleach characters would not be visible to characters from other verses. I don't think Madara should be able to see Aizen, but I'm sure he'd be able to sense his precise location with Sage Jutsu. That's much better. Yeah, Bleach characters are also extraordinarily fast. Yep. Like, Ichigo is faster than light by quite a lot. And he's physically superior to Aizen without the Hogyoku. Okay. This is fine so far. Is that a genjutsu? What was that? What did he just do? Did he just... They love doing this type of shit. What just happened with Madara? What did he do? Yes, I know he has total cellular regeneration, but not in that state he doesn't. Not unless he's got the Ten Tails, which makes him the Sage of Six Paths. That's when he gets that full cellular regeneration. So he would have had to have been using a Genjutsu just now, right? Maybe. And then Aizen just summoned the Hogyoku, I guess. Whatever. This is the shit they love to do. So I guess Madara's gonna be popping the Ten Tails at some point. Sengai Shinsei? Is Madara... Another thing that's important to ask is whether or not Madara is alive right now. Because if he's Edo, there's a lot of stuff he can't do. But if he's alive, then there's other things that he can't do, but he's able to do a lot more. Oh, he must have been Edo. I get it. So I guess he just did... Hold on. I guess he just did Rene Rebirth. Or Rene Release? It's Rene Rebirth, right? Art of Rene Rebirth. So I guess he did that, and then he did the seal, and now he's got the... Just moving way too fast. Okay. The Mo clones? So yeah, he did do Tengai, I should say. I'm sorry for that yawn. I'm not bored, I'm just tired. Okay. Is that the perfect Susanoo? It can fly. That's why I'm curious as to whether or not it is, because it doesn't seem to be flying. There we go. Because truth seeking orbs are kinda OD. Is he gonna get his third eye? Because the thing about Aizen when he was in this state, right? We never got to really see him do a whole lot, because at this point in the fight, he was already, like, accepting the possibility of his defeat by Ichigo in that moment. And so he started weakening because the Hogyoku had started rejecting him. Or, yeah. And then he got caught by a... I can't remember the word. But Kisuke did a thing that caught him, and he got trapped and sent to prison. It's been a long time since Bleach was out. It's not too fresh in my memory. Like, that episode aired on Toonami in like 2013, and it's, 2022. This Madara is not terrible. Okay. But that could also still be a genjutsu. Like, that doesn't have to have been the real... Yeah. Okay. Like I said, Madara was most likely to win that fight.
Of course Madara won. He fake died twice for his 5D chess plan, while Aizen only fake died once. Aizen and Madara were extremely evenly matched in raw power and speed. By our calculations, Madara spreading the God Tree's roots with his chakra was about 7 times more powerful than the best that Aizen could scale to with his rare Yoku. And both ended up as fast as each other.
I'm not gonna lie to you, when it comes to, like, lifting capacity and attack potency and miles per hour, stuff like that, I think that when you get to that level of power scaling, you've just about sucked all of the fun out of watching something. Power scaling based on feats can be fun sometimes. These versus debates are fun to have from time to time, but they get to be so serious. And people are more willing to do math when it comes to how fast a character can travel the observable universe than they are for anything else. It's like, it legit, I don't know. I just don't find it interesting or fun in the slightest to be like, well, Goku moved at this many times the speed of light precisely because of the distance of... I don't care. I didn't come here for all that. I'm here to watch a show that I'm enjoying. I'm not trying to get into all that.
While there are a range of possible feats and numbers to go with to determine their limits, the point is they're always going to be close to even. Which means the main thing that mattered here were their powers and how they countered each other. Madara's enormous variety of abilities eventually overwhelmed Aizen.
When did he stop being an Edo?
May be invisible to regular people, the Rinnegan allowed Madara to see invisible spiritual beings like his own Limbo clones. Hell, the Rinnegan lets you see and remove human souls, and that's exactly what a Soul Reaper is.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. But he was not using the Rinnegan at the top of the fight when he first made it known that he could see Aizen. If you're going to be using a specific ability that a character has to explain why they're doing something the way they're doing it, that ability needs to be reflected in what the character is doing in the fight. It was a Kido. Yeah. Kisuke put a Kido on him.
complete hypnosis was, Sharingan users can break out of illusions no sweat, even ones as powerful as Itachi's Tsukuyomi. And since
Tsukuyomi!
between the Rinnegan and the Sharingan at will, he'd be able to break out of an illusion anytime he wanted.
Yeah.
Illusions are nearly perfect, but fellow Captain Unohana was able to subconsciously notice its flaws. With an eye as perceptive as the Sharingan, which can spot imperfections in genjutsus all the time, it was only inevitable that Madara would be able to quickly break out. However, the same couldn't be said for Aizen, who never showed any resistance to the kind of mental illusions Madara can create. Even setting illusions aside, the sheer quantity of offensive options at Madara's disposal, whether it be his clones, meteors, or monsters...
Yeah, Madara just has a ridiculous amount of abilities.
But none of that mattered if they couldn't kill each other, and both had pretty insane healing factors that could recover from just about anything, except for those pesky 8 balls of doom. Madara's truth-seeking orbs were capable of completely molecularly annihilating spiritual beings and preventing them from regenerating. And again, Aizen was a spiritual being. Since Aizen lacked the
That's fair.
to do the same irreversible damage to Madara,
Since characters much weaker than Madara and Aizen perform lightspeed feats, they would likely end up much faster. However, based on further calculations, they'd still upscale to roughly the same degree. Who's a character much weaker than Madara that performs lightspeed feats? Because I know that if you look at the data book, then the Sage Art Light Fang ability is lightspeed, and Naruto is able to dodge that once he gets 6-path Sage mode. But when he has 6-path Sage mode, and Madara has 6-path Sage mode, they're just about equal. You could make a case for Naruto being stronger because he has like 9-tails chakra, but then you could also say Madara has 10-tails chakra, so he should be stronger. You could say Naruto has a naturally larger chakra reserve. Naruto is already physically stronger. He hits harder than most other characters in the show. He moves faster than most other characters in the show. Stuff like that, you could say ekes him to being slightly stronger than Madara. That's the kind of power scaling that's actually fun to think about. I don't care about numbers. But, yeah, you could say Naruto has light speed reactions, but again, he's not weaker than Madara. He's definitely not much weaker than Madara. Sasuke's not much weaker. Kakashi's not much weaker. At a certain point in the fight, all 3 of those characters are stronger than Madara by a lot. So who's much weaker than Madara but moves at light speed? And don't give me Minato. That's not moving. That's a teleportation jutsu. Same with Kamui. Kakashi. Obito doesn't move faster than light. He can just teleport. I don't understand. I don't understand what that part of that statement means. Bleach, yeah, most characters are above light speed after the Wako Mundo arc, I would say. Like post Grimjow, Ichigo's much faster than light.
Aizen was an unbelievably overpowered foe, but Madara's own powers, illusions, and devastating truth-seeking orbs allowed him to crush...
Not really sure what he did there, for being totally honest.
The prize. And do you feel any shame at all? Moderately. Ha! Double pun. Suck it, Wiz. The winner is Madara Uchiha.
Alright. Again, I do still think that Aizen should have won, but I was pretty confident that he was not going to. There's not a whole lot I can say as to why I think he should have won. Mostly his speed and his durability. I think that Madara's attack output, as we see in the show, does not really match what it takes to damage Aizen in a significant manner. Because if you think about it, Ichigo was able to block Aizen's strikes so hard that mountains miles away were exploding. And Madara Susanoo can destroy mountains by swinging its sword. So I think the amount of force Madara exerts by attacking is roughly equal to the force that Ichigo was generating by defending, which would have to be pretty high to successfully defend against however much force Aizen was putting out. Like we say he was blocking so hard, but it's not really that he was blocking harder than Aizen was attacking, because then things would have gone differently. It was more he was redirecting the force Aizen was putting out. So I think that if you're able to output that much damage, you're able to withstand that much damage, which means that Madara would have to be able to put out a lot more damage than that to significantly harm Aizen. Those two things, plus I didn't figure he'd be visible to Madara. I thought Aizen should have won. I'm not upset about this though. I think that they explain themselves pretty decently when it comes to this one. There are some like from the way back that I want to react to and talk about because they're awful, like Gara and Toph. But that one's not so bad. So, who do you think should have won? Do you agree with the verdict that Madara is the winner in this situation? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.